Alright guys, back to another episode of Trails into Reverie. I understand that we're still in the middle of the Zero Stratum, but that doesn't mean that we can just stop and take a break and do one slab of reminiscence before we head further into Zero Stratum. The moment we've been waiting for drew memories aglow. Daydream that people are very, very positive of because it's really good. It involves Rean and Osborne. So, let's see it, shall we? Three months after the Battle of Jormungand's end, Major Eva has sent me a confidential letter. I had no reason to decline with the request within, so I paid a visit to Valfian Palace. You give us some privacy. Certainly, Your Majesty. Sad music time. So this is it. This was my dad's study. So, feels weird. Well, it's a little surreal to be in here. I understand what you would feel that way. I've come to sort out his belongings after the war's end. But to my surprise, there was nothing left to sort. I was never one for displaying sentimental goods and the like. But I can only assume he disposed of what little he had beforehand. I could see that for him, yes. But if there's nothing here, what is it you want to give me in the letter? It would be something I found in the ashes of his fireplace. This is... a photo. Judging by its state, I should think it came from his diary. Nothing else remains of the diary itself. Unfortunately, I had thought you should still have this. Please, take it. Thank you, Your Majesty. This is more than enough for me. Knowing he treasured this photograph till his last days means more than words can say. I'm grateful that you thought of me when you found it. It is all as well. He was a lucky man to have you as his son. Though it was regrettably difficult for me to mourn him in public with his role in this war. I heard you were able to carve his name into the grave he made for your mother at your old home? Yeah. Took a chance when I was nearby for a branch campus assignment. The quiet area of the suburbs. So I like if he and my mother could rest in peace there. Gilliard was a great friend to me, and a proud hero who lived in service of the Empire. I shall make it my business to visit the grave myself, and visit the Lance Maiden's grave in Crossville as well. I'm sure they would appreciate you being there. Not that I knew either of them well enough to speak on their behalf, of course. That is just true for me in a sense. I've seen him as a politician, but I only caught the slightest glimpse of him as a father. It's never too late for me to begin learning more. However, he is no longer with us. The great twilight is over. The nation's suffering has come to an end. No better time to gather up the pieces we missed during the time of conflict. And I suppose you're right. Man, the feels, man. Like you could really feel it. Drew memories aglow. And back at the branch campus in Rean's room. The more I look at it, the more surreal it feels. I saw something similar in the Spectrum Moon mirror, but it's hard to imagine he used to smile like this. I guess that goes to show how little I really knew about him. Hopefully I could find little things like this and take good care of him. Night for a busy day tomorrow, so we get some rest. Huh. Of course they have the ending photo there. Why am I not surprised? especially with the choices we made along the way. But yeah. I have accepted the Ebon Knight, but it is not by its will that I have chosen to bring destruction to the Empire. This is the only way to rid the land of the curse that has plagued it for so long. To end this world my loved ones call home will require renouncing my very humanity. Yet, it is a price I am willing to pay. From this day forward, I will see myself as being a blood with a soul and iron, guiding all to a future of conflict. I write these words in my diary to show that I have chosen my path, that my will is still my own. I knew I would need pawns to achieve the future I so desired. Not long after I realization did I happen upon a boy with a gift of precognition. His name is Lecter Arndell. What a funny twist of fate, that he should be that man's son. The boy accepted the hand fate that dealt him. Both his father's crimes, and I would lead him to be silenced. I've given him a new home and one of my pawns, given him a purpose in the form of revenge. Did I do this out of compassion? An emotion I thought I had abandoned? Or has seeing him remind me of the son I've turned my back on? His father's crimes came through the whispers of the Ebon Knight. There's no reason for the child left behind to carry the weight of such an indelible sin. I know not whether his foresight has allowed him to see the ruin I aim to bring about, but regardless, he has accepted my offer with great interest. My next meeting has come soon after my promotion to Chancellor of the Imperial Government. On state business, meeting with the 4 great houses, I happen upon a fascinating young man. His name is Rufus Alberea, and he appears intelligent as he is hollow on the inside. He thinks of me as his true father, and he believes that besting me will give meaning to his existence. It feels almost cruel to find myself being called someone's father again, but meeting him, someone who seeks to do more than I ever could, has been a fine boon indeed. May he show me humanity's potential. May he prove that we are not powerless in the face of the curse, nor are we simple pieces on the game board. I know calling himself an Ironblood, a son of mine, will not be enough to satisfy him. Perhaps once he finds the answer he seeks, he will be fit to lead in the times to come. Next up, 2 years have passed since the appointment to Chancellor. Rufus and Lecter have begun to serve me well. A word of the Ironbloods has begun to spread. What has dampened this just so is the passing of an old friend from Thor's. The circumstances surrounding his death are highly suspicious, enough for me to suspect that the Ebon Knight was to blame. It was when I handled the matter personally that I happened to meet his daughter Claire Revelt. In a clear manifestation of the Ebon Knight's dreaded hand, toying with the Erebonian lives. The tragedy had awakened a peculiar gift in her, a kind of enhanced cognition. I chose to leave the matter in her father's death in her hands, and though it pained her greatly to do so, she had demonstrated a resolve to stand against destiny. Thinking this meeting is also to be fate, I have also invited her to join the Ironbloods as well. What she will discover on the road to ruin, I do not know. But on behalf of my friend, I'd intend to bear witness as she finds it. How it all leads to a few things. I visited Jirai after negotiating with its mayor, it was agreed I would be taken as a province of Erebonias, and the Jirai incident happened. Around that time, Husho, as if she had been waiting all this moment for all along for my dear friend. I heard she was calling herself the Steel Maiden, after accepting a position in the society. When talking to her, she was the same as I had remembered. She still thought to express concern for my well-being, With Jirai under the Imperial rule, the seeds of the curse have begun to blossom. The stage will be soon set for the rivalries. When I told her this, she left without saying much more. She deserves so much of what she has endured. I wish I could have let her know. Perhaps she, too, would have preferred to appear strong. Ironbloods together, a fourth member has joined the Ironbloods. Her name is Milliam Orion, a new model homunculus with the nearly last in her line serial number, OZ73. As pure and innocent a being as I ever seen, she was quick to gain a sense of self, developing in the blink of an eye. Moon has been able to give the other Ironbloods what I cannot. The more time they spend with her, the more I see Claire and Lecter's expressions soften. I can only hope what that drew her. They ever gained a small portion what the Ebonite took away. What sinful matter of forging a sword, and what fitting matter with the end is being destined to bring. I have long accepted that I bear sin for my goal, knowing full well my fate will be accompany Ishmaelgo to Gehenna's depths. For its role in ending crisis in Liberia was reported far and wide. Well, when he soon appeared after the Empire like a hero amongst the kingdoms our sail, it was almost impossible to escape the story. The gun. I visited Liberia to offer my own greeting before his departure. But by doing so, he reminded me once more that he is a man of endless surprises. It was as if the lion slumbering within the Empire had awakened and taken his form. As I execute my plan to fill the world with conflict, he seeks to find a third way. His efforts are nothing but a hindrance in bringing about the Great Twilight. I cannot help but feel excited by his declaration. If he's going to challenge me, then he had best put up a worthy fight. The conflict he seeks to stop will be great enough to engulf even Crossbell. I look forward to seeing how he intends to counter it. It was a man that was one step ahead. I received word that students of Thor's military academy would be coming to the capital on a field study. This is during chapter 3 of CS1, and among their class someone was a familiar face. I'd been given updates on his growth from Teo and Claire, but it was the first time I had seen him as a young man. I could see him right away that he'd just become like his mother, a kind soul who valued the well-being of others over himself. He is a very picture of health now, and for that I am grateful. However, I regret to write, that the curse has a clear influence on him, adding to his internal strife. I knew it was bound to happen. He has the art of the one closely linked to the curse. I dare not think of Kasha's face as she watches us from heaven, or the pain she must feel seeing the cruel fate I have thrust upon our child. Does she know that if he cannot control himself now, then he has no chance of surviving the days that are yet to come? It won't be long before the Great Twilight is upon us. All I can do is, his mother does, watch and see how he fares. And then Crow Armbrust, October 30th. The newly independent Crossback destroyed Gorelia Fortress by the likes of Kia Bannings, and as foretold in the Black Records, this led to Ereborn declaring war in Crossbell. However, there was one development that it did not foresee. Crow Armbrust, the grandson of Jirai's mayor. He was but an ordinary boy on the surface, belying the searing vehemence beneath his skin that gave him the strength to match even me. Though everything has been proceeding as planned, he has allowed me to see the heights of humanity's potential for the first time in a long while. At the same time as this was developed, another came to be as I had feared it would. Rean Schwartzer has accepted becoming a waker for Valimar. The Ebon Knight's power grows even greater as the Civil War rages on. The Ashen Knights may be quite capable, but without sufficient resolve, it will fall against the Ebon Knight with ease. As the one who would thrust this upon you, I doubt you would ever want to hear this from me, but only you can change the course of history. I dearly pray that you would find the will to fight against your fate. And then later, July 18th, the growl of Erebos is made manifest. Prince Albert had broken through all attempts to obstruct him reaching the scene. All for naught, he has met a tragic end. Human life is but dust to be scattered by the winds of fate. But you, commoner nobility, hero or villain, even he was no exception to the rule that fell like any other. His loss was a deeply tragic one, for I had thought him uniquely capable of rebuilding the Empire after the Great Twilight's end. The wings of a hero have broken, and in the despair that followed, the sword of the end was swung at last. With Milliam's grievous demise, the final restraint chaining Rean has been unbound. He has been consumed by the curse, becoming the sacrifice decreed by fate so long ago. I nearly thought he would succeed in suppressing its hold on him with how long he fended it off. And maybe for the best that he will live through this miserable period as a mindless ogre. By the time he returns to his senses, the Ebon Knight and I will no longer be of this world. I would ask that he be able to rest until the rivalries have reached their climax. September 1st. Operation Jormungand, the final rivalry, is now upon us. Though he fell to the fiery depths of despair, Rean rose from the ashes and has since fought valiantly for my defeat. The curse's power is at its peak, and still he prevailed. I can hardly believe how much he has grown. His friends may have had a part in this, but that alone does not explain it. What is elevating him to heights beyond prophetic imaginings? I wish I knew. As much as I wish I could have learned it by watching over him as a father. Bearing the sin alone. This isn't like me at all. I shouldn't be losing myself at such a critical point. Should he somehow defeat me, my son will be forced to bear weight of the curse's power. Yet if he has the strength to oppose me, then I will take it to my first and final paternal duty to see him wrested from my grasp. To hope for miracles in this world is a fool's errand. Still, Goddess, are you so merciful as to lend your ears to one such as me? If so, then I please pray the future foretold. I think that's about it for the memories. I believe Rean was able to see it all. The burden that his father put through.
Huh?
The tears, man.
That felt too real to be a dream.
And the music too, man.
I could be wrong, but I think I'll trust my gut on this one. He was always prioritizing the happiness of others, while shouldering burdens one should never have to bear alone. Like father, like son, huh? I wish I could have done more for him.
God damn it, man. The
Right.
feels...
I still can. My father gave me life, and my friends gave me a reason to live that life. Simply living well is the best way I can repay him and my mother. That doesn't absolve the bad, but
Morning, Kurt. The weather's beautiful today, huh?
Forgot.
I'm so bad at waking up early.
That is a loud yawn, by the way.
Good morning, Yuna. Altina. And what a coincidence. Muse and Ash are coming out at the same time.
A new day, a new diet to keep myself cute for the inspector. I binged on way too much sugar last night.
For fuck's sakes.
Thought I could sneak out before you guys.
No skipping out for you, Grumpy Gosh. Now let's get to running.
Time to start the day.
God damn it, man. God damn it, man. Just gotta get me all in the feels, too. Thank you, Trails into Reverie, for giving me something to witness. For the closure of Osborne, man. And yeah. True domination. As if, is there any way to give me something broken? And yeah. That'll be it for today's episode. So next time, we're gonna head back into the Zeroth Stratum and face what looks to be our true final boss. And yeah, I hope to see you guys all next time.